my goodness. Good morning, y'all. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here and get some Frito time, Dave. And I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Good morning, everybody in the chat. I'm going to have to rearrange this. Well, hi, Vicki. She says, hi, Miss Becky. Oh, my gosh, y'all. Yesterday was good, wasn't it? We had a lot of fun in here yesterday. Let's get the girls taken care of. I've got a special guest popping in today, I think. We'll see in just a little bit. All right. I got one behind me and one in front of me, and I have the bucket. So let's see what we can do here about getting some Frito time. There's my Dottie. She's still in her donut, y'all. She got a little bit of a lump right next to her incision. Well, hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're here from Shirts, neighbor. All right, y'all. Here we go. Can you see my girls? You can. Yeah. There's my Dottie getting her little Dave biscuits. That's what he sent, those poppers from Buc-ee's. That's what those are. Hi there, Nancy. Hello, Quilt Wench. How you guys doing? All right. So let's get our sticks now. And all right. So these are triple wrapped. Real rawhide. I get them on Amazon, and they're in my Amazon store for home and other. And this is cut in half with a DeWalt lopper. Okay. There's a real one. See, it's half. Kind of. Yeah. You girls ready for your sticks? Okay. I'm going to put them outside of the room so we don't have any cord drama. Okay. Let's do that. I'll take you guys with me so you can see my hot mess of a room here. Where's the door? I thought I would put up another camera, but I just was too lazy. Come on, girls. Let's go. Good girls. Look at you jumping around. Oh, my gosh. There you go. Oh, okay. So my husband put more seam rippers on our store site last night for those of you that are looking for Christmas gifts for yourself or your quilty friends. It's powertoolswiththreadstore.com. Okay. So he said, don't forget to tell him about the seam rippers. So he put some more on there. A bunch of sales last night, but I think he put 20 on the store site. Also, there is another 20 or so sets of the Scan and Cut mat support legs that my grandson makes on his 3D printer. Those are also available on the store site, powertoolswiththreadstore.com. Y'all don't snooze on those, because if you want to get some, they go quick. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. All righty. You love your Keith seam ripper. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, they're great. They're great. We also got some more. Finally, we've been waiting for weeks and weeks. The seam ripper replacement ends. Those people need them all the time. The seam ripper part of it is so precisely done that if they fall off the table, they'll break. And that's why we put a little rubber sticky on there, or you can take a Wonder Clip and clip it on the other end of the seam ripper to prevent it from rolling. So I just want to let you guys know about that. Super sharp. Yes, Lynn Fry. Super sharp. Okay. If there's an orange one, you call dibs. Dave, we have a black and orange blank. He hasn't made one in a long time. Yeah, he hasn't made one. Those don't sell a whole lot. We had a black and gold, some blanks. Those went like crazy during the Harry Potter things. Okay. What happened to my coffee? It's over here. Oh my goodness, y'all. I was wanting to make the Sweetheart Street today, so that's something that we're going to do together. I am going to show part 2 of the pot holders, Phyllis, because the Sweetheart Street block 1 that I'm going to put on today, once that applique gets finished, then it's all stitching pretty much after that. There's very little applique in that block. There's a little bit of raw edge applique on the lollipop that is shaped like a heart. That's got that red plastic on it. Let me pull my thing up here. And then there's the flower pot itself. Oh, the flower pot itself. And so that's it. Just 1 or 2 pieces of applique, and the rest of it's all stitching. So once that gets going, we're going to go ahead and keep talking about the pot holder. And what she's talking about is this morning, or yesterday morning, my apologies. Yesterday morning, we made these little pot holders from Pot Holder Parade. A lot of you emailed me and said you already had that pattern and you just love that we were doing it on the channel. So I made a copy of both of the pattern pieces. These are the copies, because see, I used a Crayola marker to trace around the pieces here, okay? And then I cut them out. Very cool. So today we're going to make the binding, right? But essentially, let me get this kind of straight. This is what we're going to look like. That's cute for Christmas, right? Black and gold still available if anybody's interested. Okay, good. And then I forgot to mention yesterday when we were talking about this Embroidery, even though it says it is made out of that metallized polyester, that's new to me. I don't know what that is. It still says on here, not intended for microwave use. So even though it says metallized polyester, it's not true polyester, whatever metallized is. It might be like they wove some metal around polyester fibers or something. So don't be putting this in the microwave. This is the Embroidery from the Warm Company. The Wrap and Zap is from Pellon, two different companies. Okay. I wanted to make that clear. I had some confusion. Okay. And then the Pot Holder Parade pattern. I don't know if I still have it linked. I don't think I have it linked below on this video. It's not behind yesterday. So this is the pot holder right here. This is the pattern. Okay. Cool. So also, y'all, I ordered, Juju has some adorable little snowmen sketch designs that are really cute. And I ordered these white pot holders off of Amazon thinking I would do those. These are really thick. And I thought I would embroider on those little snowmen. But what I didn't take into consideration is all of that's going to show on the back. And I guess you can trim your tails and that's fine. They're just for decoration. I know. But anyway, so I don't know if I like this idea or not. That would be super simple, right? But I don't like it because you'd have to use like those heavy, sulky water solubles. I would not use a sticky back or anything like that on these. Okay. Oh, yeah. Pot Holder Parade is not a download. Right. Okay. I also got the wild idea yesterday. So there's a kitty. This fabric's been out for a while from Moda. There's a kitty thing. Remember this fabric? So I thought I would cut up a couple of pieces of it from a charm pack that I have and then stitch them together to make that other, another pot holder thing. I do not like this kind of quilting. You have to put it together, sew it all together. So I just cut them and I put them into, I just put them together quickly. And then I would do a 4-patch, right? And then I would do, I don't know, something else. And that is so tedious to me. I don't like this kind of stitching. I got this far on it and said, I'm done. Because normally what'll happen too is I'll start to put them together and I can't put them together. And then I feel like, oh, it's not perfect. And I don't know where this goes. And I don't know where that goes. And maybe I got two greens too close together. And then maybe, and this is not cute and it's not pretty and I don't like it. And so these are going in my scrap bin. So just FYI, that's what that hot mess was. Once again, I tried to do something without a kit or a pattern and major fail. And I should know better than that because that is not how I quilt. Oh, well, Helen, thank you so much for your Merry Christmas sticker. That's very thoughtful, my dear. Thank you so much. It's very generous. Hey, somebody's here. You guys want to talk? Anybody interested? I'll do a giveaway for whoever can guess. No, I'm kidding. I don't have that set up. All right, you guys. Somebody is here in the background. Let's say hi. formerly from Sewing Machines Plus. It is Blaine Austin. Look at this. Good morning, Blaine.
Oh, hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Oh my goodness. Let me turn that up.
Man, I'm doing great too. Trying to survive this cold weather we're having.
We're now, okay, so for those of you who are new or are unfamiliar, so Blaine, you don't even look like yourself. Let me get you close up so I can see. So Blaine, what you were CEO of Sewing Machines Plus, right?
Correct.
Right. And then Blaine had for years, and Blaine started at All Brands and in Louisiana, right?
Yes.
Well, they're not started, but yeah. So with All Brands, and then he went to Sewing Machines Plus in California, and was there. How many years were you there?
8 years.
8 years. Awesome. And then had family commitments with your mom and all of that, and had to, y'all family first. So he packed up and left and went to. You're in Missouri now, right?
I am in I live in Jackson, Missouri, but the company's in Missouri. Yeah, I left Sewing Machines Plus on August the 22nd, and was my very last day. And then I started here on September 15th at Stitch International, and so just been going nonstop ever since.
Hey, are you able to turn your camera a little bit so we can see the sign behind you? Got your company name? Can you do that or not?
You can't see it?
We can see part of it.
Oh.
Let me see if I can.
Maybe do the full screen real quick, and you probably be able to see it.
It's Stitch It International, right?
Yeah,
not Stitch International. It's Stitch It, and that's all one word. Okay,
well,
awesome.
Yeah, 2 words. Stitch It.
Oh, 2 words.
International, but yeah, it's we everybody probably knows, if they do know, ever heard of Stitch It. When I was at Sewing Machines Plus, we were a dealer for them as far as the SWF embroidery machine. So we are the North America importer of the SWF and all the embroidery machines, and we sell the single heads, which that's what I sold at Sewing Machines Plus. But here we also sell the multiple heads. So we sell to a lot of factories, big companies, embroidery shops. So that's kind of what we were doing, and it was under the Stitch It International name. So what we're doing, Becky, is we're changing, kind of revamping the company. The new commercial side of the business is going to be called swf-usa.com. And because we are SWF and USA, and then the Stitch International side, we also have an e-commerce store that's called the SIIstore.com. We're going to make both of those domains, stitchinternational.com and SIIstore.com, point to a brand new website, and we're becoming an e-commerce site. So we're going to have all the brands, and that's kind of what I've been doing for ever since I got here. We've been setting up with all the different manufacturers, and I think we've got 29 or 30 manufacturers already set up, and we're getting ready to launch our website. So we'll be, where you can go and shop and buy all your machines and accessories and things. So that's kind of what we're doing, and we're starting a new live show, Becky. Actually, tomorrow will be our first show. Virtual show is going to be at 10 a.m. Central Time, and we're going to try to do it weekly and do just kind of like what I used to do. We're going to have a lot of fun, do giveaways, and it's called Stitch It Live with me. And all the people watching, we're going to develop a Stitch Nation. So that's kind of a rundown.
Yeah, so you're taking everything that was fun from before, real successful, and bringing it with you to Stitch It International. That's awesome. I've seen those SWF machines before, like at trade shows and stuff like that. So that's the company that does those, right?
Yeah, we when I was at S&P, we sold those. We were their #1 dealer, and basically there was only a few dealers. And so, saying that we were #1, but when I say that it was unbelievable how many we sold to them. It was
That's
one of
great.
our top embroidery machines, multi-needles. We sold the 12 needle, and it was just incredible. So we had that going on. Matter of fact, on New Year's Eve, we'll have a show on New Year's Eve with Dawn Chase is going to come on, and she actually has a 15 needle SWF, and we're going to talk all about the SWF embroidery machines. We're going to have some specials on the 12 needle and the 15 needle. And so we encourage everybody to mark that down and come and find us. And, you can go to just YouTube, Stitch International at YouTube and Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Stitch International. And we'll have all the links there to check the show out. But tomorrow at 10 a.m., we're going to kick our inaugural show off. And I've got Angela Wolf and Joanne Banko going to stop by and say hi. And so it's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds great, Blaine. So there's been a lot of chatter. I've been using my 10 needle from Brother for the last several shows that I've been on here, the lives that I've been doing, because my Luminaire, Jason's on his way over today. My Luminaire needs some love. So I've not been able to use my single needle. And so there's been a lot of chat in the live stream about those who have a multi-needle and they either love it, they use it all the time, or they've had it and they're afraid of it. And then we have others who've piped in and said, they have a higher end, they have a multi-needle, but it's not a Brother. And so the beauty of the Brother machines, and the Brother machine really is for the home embroiderer, right? But your SWF machines are also for home embroiderers, but without all the bells and whistles that goes, with the camera and all that noise, right? So, but you can get more embroidery machine for a little bit less price point, right? Isn't that what I've heard?
Yeah, quite a bit different. So, kind of give you an example, like Brother Baby Lock 6 needles. I think the price on them is, 11. I think it's $11.99, right at $12,000. You can get one of our 12 needles for the same price as a 6 needle. But here's the kicker: we throw in a free stand that comes with it. We also give you, there's 5 sizes of hoops that come with it, but we give you double hoops. So we give you 2 sets of those 5, so you get total 10 hoops. Because our theory is, if you're going to be sewing something, embroidering in something, you want to be able to be over there and hook it, be looping your second piece and have it ready. And then we also give you a cap driver with 2 cap hoops that come with it. So you're getting a really nice package with the SWF when you get it. And the biggest thing, the difference between them, you're right, it doesn't have all those bells and whistles, but what it's made for, if you took your 10 needle you have right now and ran it, let's just say you ran it 12 hours a day for 7 days a week, you're going to be looking for a new machine probably in 3 years. Ours, you're going to sit there and let it run forever. And it's going to, the motors is what I'm kind of getting at. The motor difference in them is quite significant. And then even our own machines, we call the home machines our MAS line of machines. But if you jump up into what we call the commercial line, the machines are just totally different. I mean, it has a lot more of the industrial stuff built in it. So it's made for people that are going to be doing it for a living. I mean, they're going to be running those machines nonstop, trying to do, mass produce things. And that's how they make money in embroidery, is keeping those machines running and, putting out a lot of pieces.
Yeah. I was just thinking last night, I might be in the market for another multi-needle. You and I might be talking.
We need to talk. I tell you what, Becky, and that's the thing that people, I through my whole career, I've had people come to me and say, hey, what embroidery machine do I need to get? And they'll tell me kind of what they're wanting to do. And man, I tell you what, we have a machine now that it's a 15 needle, but it's a 2-head 15 needle. And, it's pretty pricey, but I tell you what, when you look at the big picture of things, if you want to do this for a living and get production, I would go ahead and buy a 2-head machine 15 needle, and you can load that thing up with thread. And I'm telling you, you don't hardly ever have to do a thread change as far as colors. And 2 heads can sit there, you're doubling your production right out the gate.
2 heads are better than 1. Yeah.
So we gotta get you on doing some production embroidery.
You know, I'm not a production girl. I'm really not. That's not my thing, but I do like efficient embroidery. So I like to have one thing going and another thing,
Yeah.
you know, because like right now, my biggest deal with having an extra machine is just pure spoiled convenience, because this machine right now, I'm doing prim embroidery design, and that's a whole different set of thread colors from the Sweetheart Street by Kimberbell, which I'm set up for today. So I have to switch all my threads back and forth. And that's one of the reasons I bought an extra single needle, you know, so I could have different things going at different times. But yeah, just spoiled. So anyway,
I can't tell you how many people that, you know, through the years have come to me and like wanted a second embroidery machine. I'll say, well, what do you want to do? Well, I just want to do hats. And what they want to do is set it up at the hat machine, and they don't want to have to take the hat, you know, hoop off and bang
right.
it.
Oh,
so I've seen that too. You know, people want to have a dedicated machine.
Yeah,
I think that's the whole probably everybody in the sewing industry, anybody who is a sewer out there, y'all have multiple machines. I mean, for some reason or another, you have a bunch of multiple machines, and that's part of the hobby too. You know, I think it's fun to have the different machines and be able to do different things on them.
My husband has, I don't know, 4 or 5 different drills, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, I call them QQs. You know, a lot of guys have a bunch of different QQs out there, and everybody kind of knows what I'm probably talking about. I don't need to say that on her YouTube channel, but anyway, it's like anything you do. You know, it's like I fly radio control airplanes as a hobby, and I have multiple airplanes.
Sure.
And I can't fly them all at the same time, baby.
Right.
You know, it's fun to fly them individually, and I look at that kind of like the sewing hobby. It's fun to be creative on different types of machines and be able to do different things from quilting to sewing to embroidery. So it's a great thing. And I'm so excited to be on your show today too, by the way. It's been a while.
It has. I know. So those of you who just popped in late, this is Blaine Austin. He has moved from Sewing Machines Plus to Stitch It International in Missouri. Family first required him to up and move from California to Missouri. So tell me, you've been kind of muffled on your audio. Where again are you in Missouri?
Well, I am living in Jackson, Missouri, which is
Jackson.
It's a sister city to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which is in the Boone Hill, Missouri, right off of Interstate 55. And then our company is in a little town called Patton, Missouri, which is just about 20 miles west of that Cape Girardeau and Jackson.
Most people don't recognize you because you look like you're all warm for the winter up there.
Well, you know, the interesting thing, Becky, I've had 2 or 3 people comment to me about my look. I was on Charlie Bell's show yesterday, and I said, you know what's interesting about this job is I can wear a t-shirt, shorts, and a hat every day, and tennis shoes, and so we're very casual here. That's the way I can work. Which right now I got pants on because it's 25 degrees out. However,
we're going to hit the 70s today.
Yeah, I don't have to. I decided not to shave anymore. I was like, I'll just kind of not shave and let's just grow a beard out for the winter. And so it's been really nice not having to get up to shave. It's really nice to just get up and put shorts and a t-shirt and a hat on every day.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Blaine. We've got things to do, and my viewers are getting antsy.
Well, I know you got a ton of things, and I appreciate you having me on, Becky. And I want to again just invite everybody tomorrow. We're going to have our first live show on YouTube and Facebook. You can just find us at Stitch It International on YouTube or Facebook. And I think Angela and Joanne Baker's going to stop by and say hi. And we're going to tell you a little bit about the shows we're going to have coming. And I'm sure you'll be on one of those shows, Becky.
Well, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah, send me a link sometime and let me know when. I'll be happy to pop in and say hi to everybody. So it's tomorrow, which is going to be December 17th at 10 a.m. Central. Blaine is going to have a live stream. You can go to YouTube and just type in Stitch It International and the channel will come up, or it'll be on Facebook as well. Okay. Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Awesome. Okay. So I've already seen people saying that they put it on their calendar and we cannot wait. We have a whole crowd of people who love to do nothing but watch sewing shows. So I look forward to it myself.
You know what better use of your time? Someone you have that going on in the background. And it's pretty awesome.
Yep, it's amazing. And it's good for the soul too. All right, Blaine. Well, thank you so much for reaching out. And I wish you all the success in the world. And I think it's going to happen for you guys. So good luck. We'll see you tomorrow online.
All right. See y'all later. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, you guys. So that was Blaine Austin. And I have known Blaine since, oh gosh, like 2014, my first time to schlep around the Houston International Quilt Festival, and SMP had a booth out there. And I bought a long arm, and Blaine was going to stop on his way back to California in Seguin. I was going to meet him up there and get a frame. So, but he's doing great, you guys. And it's all great at a new company for him. So sharing the love for sure. All right. So let's get to Sweetheart Street. And then once that gets going, I want to go ahead and get the binding on that pot holder from yesterday. So, okay. Nobody, you added, what kind of instructions do you, I didn't read all that, Dave. I didn't see it. So, what do I do for a serger? Carry crafts. I have that Brother Airflow 3000. I love that thing. It's great. I have a video on how, to thread it too. That is not a live stream. It's pre-recorded. Okie dokie. So I just happened to catch that. All right, let me do this here. Okay, good. I need to show you guys that are doing Sweetheart Street, block 1. If you look at it, it's a little bit lower. I have the instructions on my desktop and I need to move it up to my TV so I can see what I'm doing up there. Why did my puppy have a collar protection on, Cheryl? She got spayed last Thursday. So yes, thumbs up, everybody. So that was fun to see Blaine again, wasn't it? I've been missing him. So that'll be fun to see him online again. That'll be fun. All righty. All right. I want to show you guys. I'm going to share my screen. And I pulled up the design in Embrilliance. Let's see. I have it right here. And I'm going to share this. So I just pulled in both designs. This is the background quilting design right here. Let me do another tab so you can see that. That's what the background quilting looks like if you're doing that, okay? And if you look at it, this design, let me get out of millimeters and into inches. So this design is 4.5 by 8.5. Okay, so that will fit in your 6 by 10 hoop if you're doing that. This design, this whole project is designed to be done with a 5 by 7, but you need a 6 by 10 if you're going to be doing the background quilting from Kimberbell. Okay, this is the block by block. Now, if I come back over here, I merged these two designs. This is Embrilliance Essentials. I have a link to it below in the description box. Embrilliance has a 10% off coupon right now that is good through the 28th of November. And it has, I need to pop over here. You know what? I did not share my whole screen with y'all. Were you guys able to see that other? I couldn't see your comments. Okay, let me make sure you guys could see that. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so I'm being told no sound. Sorry. I'm going to go back. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Let me remove this. I'm going to do this again. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Sorry about the sound issues, you guys. Okay. I'm going to go entire screen. We're going to have an infinity screen for just a second. Okay. All right, now let's get back to Embrilliance. All right. This is selected. I'm going to center it in the hoop. Okay, there. So this is how the designs come in when you merge them. All right. So here we are. This is the background quilting. All I did was right click and copy and then brought it over here. And let me remove it and show you how I got where I am. Whoop. Okay. So I brought in this is the design itself without any background quilting. And then I opened the background quilting design. Okay. And then right click, whoop. You just right click and I already have it on the clipboard. Okay. And copy and then come over here and right click and paste. And it comes in, if it's going to, it's acting like it's confused now on my little computer. Why? Right click, paste. Nope. Okay. So you would right click and paste. I'm going to Control Z, Command Z on a Mac to bring it back. So when it comes in, it usually comes in underneath and you just need to, or you can pull in the background quilting first and then put that design on top of it. But make sure that your design stitches last. So with the design selected only, I'm going to use my arrow keys and move it down so that those two lines, let me show you, this one right here, I wonder if I can turn on my little enable presentation assistance. This one right here, okay, at the bottom of the embroidery design, and this one right here, which is the line on the background quilting, not the outer line. The outer line is that's a tack down line, okay? And I generally don't stitch those because I'm going to use the trimmer by George. So the idea for this particular design, I'm going to click on the end, I'm going to hit the A, so this all comes up. Let me hide this. So, whoop, sorry you guys, back to Embrilliance. So the idea is that these two lines really should be sitting on top of one another. And it's really one stitch off. So let me click it again. I'm going to go down one more. Okay. Now they're sitting on top of each other. You should see this little twisty Tootsie Roll looking thing without any stitching through it at all. That's what you should see. Okay. I think. Also, I do not want, this is why you use Embrilliance, you guys. I do not want that line right there. Now, I don't want that in the embroidery design at all because it'll stitch right on top of that background quilting and I don't want that. I'm going to hit delete on the keyboard and make that go away. So that looks good. Okay. And then I am going to use the trimmer by George. Let me come up here and open this up. And I think it's this one. Right. I don't want that line. I'm going to hit delete. And I don't want this line. And I'm going to hit delete. So now this is going to do placement line for the batting, tack down. I'm going to put the batting and the background quilting, the background fabric down at the same time. Okay. And then it's going to stitch the background quilting and then it's going to stitch the embroidery design. And that's exactly what I want. Perfect. That's how I want to do it. You don't have to do it like that. That's the way I want to do it. And now I'm going to send it over to if you have a brother or a baby lock, Embrilliance has the Wi-Fi ability for both of those. You can go utility and Wi-Fi to brother baby lock. And I'm going to call it Sweetheart Street BK1 for block 1 and OK. Just click OK. And it's going to give me my little spinning beach ball here. And it's gone. So I think it says, now this says error sending file, please try again. But my machine just went bing, bang, and it got it. So that happens. You can just kind of ignore that. All right. And if you see that error, go back over there and take a look at it. All right. So that's one of the things I love about Embrilliance embroidery software. You can go on the machine and tell the machine, don't stitch this line, don't stitch that line. but it's a lot easier to me to do all the manipulations that I need to do in the software. And then you can also save it to a USB and take the USB to your embroidery machine. Yes, the background quilting is sold separately. How big is this trimmed to? Betsy, that block is trimmed to 4.5 by 8.5. Okay, that particular block. Does the Dream Machine have Wi-Fi transfer? I don't know. I don't know if it does or not. I don't want to speak out of turn, so I don't know. So which font package is needed on Embrilliance? Gigi, Embrilliance has lots of different font packages that you can purchase. So the way Embrilliance works is when you buy the software, the manipulation software that I was just showing you, that software, when you download the package, okay, you get the whole 9 yards for the most part. All right. There's a few things that you don't. So when you buy it, but you only get to see the icons and make it work for the modules that you have purchased. So when you purchase a new module, like if you do an upgrade from Stitch Artist 1 to 2, say, then all you have to do is put in your new serial number for that new module, close Embroidery, open it back up. Okay. Is there something new hanging above where the thread used to be? It looks eliminated. No, that's been there. That's from Betty Boop. That's a design she gave me, Dave. Okay, so we're going to run out of time. Let me get this thing rolling here, and then I'll answer your questions. How's that? Okay. All right, so I'm going to use this hoop. I could use a 6 by 10. I don't have one. So let me get this hooped up right here, y'all. Okay. I don't have a magnetic 6 by 10, and for the multi-needle, I don't even know if they make one. And then I don't okay. I don't have a standard 6 by 10 for this multi-needle either. I don't know if it came with one. I'm trying to remember. All right. So it has a batting placement and tack down. And on these hoops, these magnetic hoops, I'm just going to lay this corrugated plastic kind of halfway on it. Okay. And get that going there. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good. So that was pretty easy to get that hooped. All right. Okay. Let me get these comments. I don't want to. All right. Let me move my coffee. Don't need that. Okay. So the design is on my machine here. I need to move this over here, y'all. Taking you for a ride. Now, if you remember when we did the getting ready prep video for Sweetheart Street, I have all of the I have all of my blocks already set up on the Easy Stacks trays, and I'm ready to go for that. So that's nice. Everything's already cut, and it'll be easy peasy going. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn you guys so we can get this going. How to load the magnetic frame. So the magnetic frame can be loaded either direction. On this machine, there's 2 little pegs on here, and the machine has a peg hole. I'm sorry, the frame has a peg hole on this side, okay, and on the bottom, and a peg hole on this side on the top. So you can do it either way. And if you might get confused, which can be done quite easily, you might want to take a marker and go front, or just put an F on there so you know that's the side that goes toward you. Now I got wipe away marker on my table. Okay. Perfect. All right. So here's the design right here. And I'm going to, oh, hold on. Take that off. Wants to turn it sideways, and it turned it with the top toward here. So that's cool. And I'm going to tell it set. All right. That looks really good. All righty. Yeah, Mighty Hoops might have it. I know. I'm okay with this. So I'm going to hit edit end. Now, the only thing I have to do is tell it which spools to use on the back of the machine. That's all I have to do, okay? And I already have them set up on the back of the machine in stitch order. I'm going to slip you guys around the back here so you can see, okay? Those are all of the colors needed in this block, except for one. So it needs 11 thread changes. Oh, Bernadette. Girl, I'll tell you what. She says I reorganized my thread by name, and what a game changer when looking for color. Y'all, I pulled all of the thread for Sweetheart Street yesterday in less than 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. It was so good organizing by color, name. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to touch these 3 spools right here to assign colors. So this is that placement line for the batting. And I'm just going to use spool number 1. There's the tack down for the batting. Let me get you in here. Tack down for the batting and the fabric. I'm doing a little bit different than the instructions because I do things different. I'm going to use spool number 1, which is the white. Okay. Now I'm ready to go through everything that it wants to do. Okay. So right here, this is all the background quilting. And they say the option is to do, they've got background quilting colors they recommend. And on this one, I'm going to do spool number 3. It's already a 3 because it's the 3rd color stop, which is that really light whisper pink. That one is the pink lemonade, I believe. So we're going to leave that on 3. Okay. There is a placement line that it centers the fabric and all that. I don't need to do that because I've done it in the software already. There's a little tiny line right there. I'm going to tell it do not stitch that. I don't need that little line. Okay. So there's my stems and whatnot. Okay. Is that it? Oh, those are the lollipop sticks. And I need to see. I put a book here with the count. What did I do with my little book? Here it is. Okay. So I think that I need to double check my colors on that, you guys. I need to see the instructions. I'll let you guys take a look at this. Do I need to stop between 1 and 2? Yes, Betsy, thank you. So what she's talking about right here, placement line and the tack down, before it tacks down, thank you, Betsy, I'm going to put my hand up and tell it to stop, okay? Just like that. And that way the machine will stop. I'm going to come over here to my computer and look and see. Those are done with F. Okay, so we're ready to start with F. All right. So those are, that's this one, and it is spool number 2. And now they're in order, okay? And spool number 3 is number 3. Correct? Yes. And number 4 is 4. That is a placement line for that little pot. There's the tack down for the pot. Before it does that, I need it to stop so I can put my fabric down. And it needs to be spool number 4. And right there is the final stitches for it. So I need it to stop so I can trim the fabric away on color number 4. And now we're on to number 5. Okay, that's a fill stitch. Oh no. Oh, is that? That is not a fill stitch. That is applique. Okay, so I need to stop and let's see. Yep. 5. And stop so I can trim it. And 5. Okay. There is 6, which is a fill. That's applique. That is color number 6. What is this? That is not 6. What is that supposed to be? Looking at my, oh, that's a pink. I think that's number 3. All right. All right, so that is 6. That's that red. And I'm going to put the film over it and tell it to stop so I can put that on there. Stitch 6. And I need to trim away the film before it starts stitching that. That's a 6. And then there's the white. That is color number 1. All the rest of this, I believe. Let's see. And after, it's really confusing, you guys, to work this out because they give it to you color A, color F, color B, color M times 3. And it's kind of difficult on that. That is the green. That is color 7. And 8 is, let's see. And that looks like a placement line. There's a lot of applique in here. Tack down, color 8. Final stitch, color 8. And before it stitches that, I need it to stop. Ooh, okay. All righty. You guys are, I love all the tech support. Do I have one video that goes through the Embroidery stuff slower? Marissa, I've got so many videos on Embroidery. Yeah. Let's see. Which one am I on? I'm on 22 minus the 3. Let me see here. Okay, that's the green, and then H. Center is B. Okay. So the center is B, and that is spool color 3. Hi, Dottie. Hi, Frito. All right, and that's a little bit darker pink, which is going to be spool number, let's see, 6, 7, 8. What you doing, hun?
Well, I want to show everybody that we packed everything.
Oh, Mr. Man is heading out to the mailbox with the dogs. Look at that. Ta-da!
Everything packed. You bought everything, even my 3 extend-o-matics.
Oh, yeah, we had some extra here at the house. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Amy says, howdy, Keith.
Howdy.
She moved up to Pennsylvania, and I bet she's sorry about that right now in the weather. Vulcan Rider says, hi, Keith. Okay. All righty. So, and this is that little flower, and that is kind of a blue thing, and that is spool number 9 for that. And the center, oh my gosh, y'all. So spool number 9, let me see, is color I. Where are we here? Oh, I see. And that little yellow center right after that blue. Y'all, this is so hard. They didn't number them. They, what color is that? It's C. Okay. We're almost to the end here. So that one is color C, which is that super light pink on 3. And then there's that flower. Okay, so that flower is the eggnog, which is right here, okay? And I don't have an extra spool for this because I've already used all 10. I did something wrong on here. I got to go back and fix it. So the eggnog is this little yellow flower right here. So what I need to do is tell it to stop, and then I'm going to go back and change out the threads. Okay. I don't know where I went wrong for spool 10. I haven't figured that out because I ended up not using it. Oh, that's the middle of the, no. I went wrong on spool 10. The middle of that blue flower. The middle of that blue flower is, what did I say it was? Y'all, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, it says E. And E is, that's not right. I don't have that done. So it's fine. I'm going to tell it okay. I will work this out in a minute. Okay. Thread companies need to put color names on all the thread. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All righty. Okay. So there's our placement line. I have everything cut out, ready to go. And I'm just going to put this right on top of it. And make sure I'm pretty much even on both sides so that I can cut this. See, it cuts to 4.5 by 8.5, and my fabric is 6.5 by 10.5, so we're good. Okay. Make sure that this is right side to side. Yes. Okay. Lock and go. It's going to do the tack down. All right. Thank you for that hint there, Betsy. All righty. Okay. Okay, let me show you. While that's doing its thing, I'm not going to trim away the outside of the block, okay? Let me see. So I'm going to now, we're going to create the binding for that pot holder, okay? So this is the by-any method. I got too much stuff on here that's making me crazy. It's really a neat way. No, I'm fixing to do the binding right now. You didn't miss a thing. It's really a neat way to do bias binding. You've got to do bias binding in order to go around the circle. The first thing you're going to do is stitch it right here, and then you're going to stitch it around all of these. All right. So you're going to take a square of fabric. All right. Lay it out flat. And we're just going to take a corner and fold it up. This is right off the bolt, y'all. Just fold it up like that, okay? And that's how you're going to get your first square. And then lay your, I'm running out of cutting table. There we go. I need extra cutting table. Let me get this fairly straight. Okay. And then cut up the side. All right. And now what you want to do is cut this corner to corner, okay? And if you have any of those guidelines for quilting gizmos, those are very handy. I think I have one under here somewhere, or I thought I did. There it is. It's on the other side. If you've ever used those are pretty cool. I need to get through here. I want to show you how those work. If you ever need to extend your rulers. Okay. This is what one of those guidelines for quilting gizmos looks like. I picked this up at the Houston Quilt Festival a couple of years ago. So I need a longer ruler than I have. And you can just set these edge to edge so that they're perfectly straight. Okay. And then you put half of your suction cups on one ruler and half on the other. Okay. And just press them down. I love this little gizmo. These are handy when you need them. So now I can get myself my straight cut on my, for the whole thing. See that? Isn't that cool? Ta-da! Love that. And then they just pop up. They have a little tab on the side and they just pop up. Isn't that neat? You guys use those? Love that trick. Yeah. Guidelines for quilting is cool. And it holds your ruler in place. I've met the lady and husband, very nice people that own that. All right. So now you take these two pieces. You want to turn them. Let me see if I get this straight, like that. Is that right? Yeah. My lines are even matching up, which is pretty cool. My colors. Okay. So now, you've never seen that before, and you never know what you're going to see about in this on this channel. Okay, so now that I have this like this, everything is on the bias. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and just fold it over. Okay, I want to match up my lines if I can. You don't have to match up your line. If you're doing stripes, try to match as best you can. And I'm going to take it to the domestic and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance here all the way down. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Where do you get those gizmos? I will link to it below the video. I get emails from them all the time. Oh, we are stitching. Look at this. That's looking good. Yeah, that's from Guidelines for Quilting. That's so nice. That's looking really good. Okay. So that's very cool. If you ever need to cut bias binding, that is the by any method. Well, I'm sure it's not just her method. I will put a link. I will. Yep, I will put a link for you guys. I promise. Let me get through here. Y'all, I got cords, cameras, lights, the whole 9 yards everywhere. Okay. It's here. I've got my stripes lined up. I just want to kind of keep them lined up. That would be nice. It won't be exact, but it'll be good. I got to change my stitch length. I was sewing a dog toy for Dottie last night. I sacrificed one of those old CD cases from back in the day. I found one in a closet and I cut it up. It's got really good material. I cut it up and I stuffed it with a dog toy stuffing that had died, got dottied, and put a couple of squeakies on either end, and she just loved that. But I stitched with a really tiny stitch length to hold it together because she's pretty aggressive with those things. All right. Now, when I cut my bindings for these kinds of projects, that 2.5 inch strip, y'all, I will fold it not quite on center, okay? Because I want one side of that binding to be a little bit wider than the other, so that when I stitch down the binding, I fold it over and stitch the front and back at the same time. And when I do that, I want that binding to get caught through one stitching. So you put the wider one on the bottom. you're not stitching like you would on a quilt where you don't see that. Do I ever oil the PQ and the bobbin shuttle itself? Yes, I do. Every so often. Can I show you the dog toy? Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, Barb. Hey, I did pretty good on getting those stripes together, huh? Look at that. I turned my iron down yesterday. It just occurred to me that thing's way too hot, so I turned it down. And I'm not gonna iron it open. I'm not gonna do that. Not for a pot holder. No point. Okay. See, and now I feel like it's not hot enough. It's probably about the standard heat of a regular iron now. Okay. Which way is that going? Down. Right. Oh, my design wants me to do something with it. Okay. So, sorry my back was to you. I apologize. That is the Sapporo gravity fed iron. All right. So here we go. I have all of this fabric on the bias now, and I can cut my bias binding strips. Okay. All right. And if you want, so you would turn it, you know, long ways. You can cut it however long you want. I didn't see that. There we go. So you can cut it long ways now and then fold it in half, and we'll cover how to do that tomorrow. Okay. I don't have anything else on the calendar tomorrow except that. So, all righty, you guys, our hour is up and gone. So if you had to leave, I'm sorry I didn't get to say bye to you, but we'll come back tomorrow and finish making the bias binding and then get it stitched on to that little pot holder. Okay. All right. I've got to run, and I will talk to you soon. I love you guys. Please give the video a thumbs up and be sure to check in with Blaine tomorrow. Stitch It International on YouTube, 10 a.m. Central. He'll have a little show there. And I hope you get some sewing done today. I'm going to finish up Sweetheart Street and show you guys the finished block in the morning. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Y'all go sew something. Bye.